So my homie Will and I are traveling to New Zealand for the next 6+ months or so. And aside from not really having any money for this trip, an idea of where we're going to be going or what we're going to be doing while we're on the road in New Zealand, my biggest concern is not having a climbing gym to train at for the first time in my life, and just wondering how I'm going to stay climbing fit while I'm living on the road without a gym. So in preparation for this trip, I've been working with Dr. Tyler Nelson from Camp 4 Human Performance in Salt Lake City, Utah. And essentially for the past 1.5 years or so, I would go in and see him once every 6 weeks, and he would test me using his own measures. And from this, we would figure out what my strengths and weaknesses were as a climber, and he would create a training program for me to take home and work on for the next 6 weeks. And once these 6 weeks were up, I would go back and see him, and we would retest and see how these exercises worked for me. So from this, we figured out what exercises best worked on my weaknesses and helped maintain and improve my strengths as a climber. So the next challenge became figuring out how to translate these exercises into an on-the-road gym that I could essentially fit in my backpack. And through a lot of trial and error, we figured out that I really only need a few training tools to take with me to really get the same benefit as working out in a climbing gym. And these tools primarily revolve around the tension flashboard, some hand grippers, and resistance bands. So the main point of this video is to create both a video journal of our misadventures in New Zealand, but also to document how the training without a gym is going and whether I get weaker as a climber, I maintain my strengths, or I improve my strengths as a climber. These exercises primarily revolve around isometric exercises, which essentially means trying to pull something as hard as you can, but not actually moving it, which looks pretty ridiculous. And Tyler can explain it a lot better than I can.
It's easy to understand the isometric exercises are important for climbers because when we hang on a hangboard or when we're climbing, we're always performing isometric exercise. When you're not moving, when we're not actually shortening or lengthening muscle, we're creating isometric contraction. But we can really optimize performance for rock climbers by doing whole body isometric exercises. Lower extremity, we can do deadlift isometrics, we can do vertical pull and horizontal pull isometrics. We can also do pressing isometrics as well. And the benefits with isometrics is that you get full muscular recruitment. In the case of lifting a heavy load, you generally recruit a percentage of your maximum of your muscle fibers available to lift that load. If you're in a circumstance where you can't lift that load, you have to continue to recruit muscle fibers.
So we've been in New Zealand for 3 days now, and despite the whole not planning thing, we've gotten pretty lucky, I'd say. And right now we're just coming down from the very top of the North Island, Cape Reinga, and now we're headed down to the very bottom of the South Island. So yeah, like, subscribe, and I'll keep posting to this channel to show how the training's going and how living day by day is going without a lot of money and just kind of bumming it in this car. Thanks.